Balcone's first ever year-round bourbon was an inspiration. It all had to work together. A blend of carefully selected ingredients, Texas-sized pot stills, and creative people determined to find the absolute best way to usher a new whiskey along. When you discover how it pairs with a meaningful moment, suddenly the feeling of drinking great whiskey becomes a whole lot more.
Hey everybody, welcome to this week's episode of Whiskey Neat, spirited conversations with interesting people. I'm your host, Kristopher Hart. This week was fun, man. Barry, for those who follow me on Barry on Deck, my good friend Barry Laminack is joining me today to talk about a charity thing that he's doing that takes place tonight. We'll get into it here shortly. It was great catching up with him. He's a good friend of mine. I love working with him. I love sitting down with him. And more than anything, I love drinking with him. So we had a great episode today basically talking about it's Christmas time, right? So one of the things that Barry has always been big on is charity. He's going to be tonight taking place on his channel on YouTube. We will be doing a Streamathon that's going to be benefiting a great charity. What's the name of the charity?
Zoe's Outreach.
Zoe's Outreach. He's off camera. Zoe's Outreach. We will be raising money. Our goal is to hit $10,000. So I've got a little surprise for Barry today. He doesn't know it yet. Time travel kind of meta-ness, right? Because we already filmed the whole episode. But we've got a little surprise to help kind of engage our listeners. It's going to be fun. So without further ado, let's jump into paying the bills. This week's episode is brought to you in part by Waterford Irish Single Malt Whiskey. If you're familiar with the concept of terroir and wine, you'll appreciate Mark Reynier's Waterford Single Malt Irish Whiskey. Mark is combining Scotch whiskey and fine wine talents to produce an authentic series of Irish Single Malt Whiskies. Today, we got to actually jump into the Organic Gaia 1.1. Right off the top of the show, we always start off with a glass of Waterford. It's a great way to get into the episode. Waterford Single Farm Origin is one farm, one whiskey. The collection reveals the terroir of each farm and its unique flavor profile. Widely available across the U.S., visit our friends at glassrev.com to discover where to buy this innovative, game-changing new single malt Irish whiskey from Ireland. Waterford, sometimes subtle, sometimes powerful, always unique. Oh man, I like that little last tagline. It should be on a shirt. Shout out to Bill Campbell and GlassRev. GlassRev.com/Waterford. Check it out. I am an absolute fan of the product. Without further ado, let's get to my interview with Barry. I think this is our first in-person interview ever. I could be wrong. I feel like, besides Jonathan Witherspoon. Never mind. We'll get to that. Without further ado, please welcome my friend, Barry Laminack. Cheers. Hey, buddy.
What's up, buddy?
What's up, man?
How are you?
Dude, it's so good to have you.
Thanks for
when's the
having
last time you were on the show?
Gosh, it's been several months. I think it was when, I can't remember if the last time we did it was when we met and you brought me some actual real bourbon and whiskey to drink, or was it with Dusty?
Oh,
it was one of the two.
Via Zoom.
Yeah, it was Zoom both times.
Okay, all right.
We haven't done it in studio.
We've not done it in studio.
I think the last time we did it in studio was... with John Witherspoon.
Rest in
I'm not
peace.
Catholic, and
Yeah.
I think you have to use. Do you have to use the right hand or the left hand? Does it matter?
What if
Can you use the left hand? Can we?
Yeah.
We'll Google it.
It doesn't matter.
Hey Siri, how do Catholics work? I don't know.
Immediately starts reading the latest news story.
Everybody's phones at homes are going off right now, and then they look like they're
dude. Does it? Actually, there's an important reason why you're here today. It's not just the fact that I love you.
Jinx! Look at that. We're such a cute couple.
It's not just the fact that I love you. And you've got something going on this week. We need to catch up on a few things, including catch up the deckheads about what's going on with this baby right here.
Let's go. So pretty.
Yeah, it looks great. And there's so much to get into. So where do we want to start? Let's start with why you're here today.
No, let's start with you.
Okay.
I'm taking over your show for 2 seconds.
Okay.
I just got to tell you, dude, I was fortunate enough to have you ask me to help with the Houston Whiskey Social. And I got to tell you how impressed I was with how everything ran, with what you guys put together, That is an amazing event, dude. I had no idea. Like, I knew you had something big and special and all that. I had no idea until being there and working it. And you guys have a kick-ass event that you should be very proud of, man. And my hat's off to you guys. It was amazing.
Well, I appreciate that, but let's talk about why it's so special. Every year, we have a couple dozen people volunteer that are like emotionally invested in how great the event is. They believe in it. They appreciate it. And I can't, like, it's hard sometimes. I'm sure you're familiar with the idea of, this is going to sound a little douchey, but bear with me, being in the public eye.
Yes.
Right? Like, you're going to catch hate no matter what, whether you're a comedian,
Yep.
you know, local comedians want to give you a hard time. When you're the whiskey guy or whatever, there's a lot of, it's hard sometimes to have a thick skin about things because you care about things, but people don't always see what you care about.
Yes.
That's the one thing that are the people that help it, not only, even the people that get paid for it, they truly, I'm truly grateful for them, but I can tell that they care.
Yeah.
And it's hard too, because whenever you have something that's yours, it ultimately, if it fails, it's on you no matter what. And it is hard to find people who care about it as much as you do.
Yeah.
Dude, you did a great job. You killed it.
It was fun. I got to work the doors. I just got to talk to people. You know me, dude. I love talking, hang out with people, and that was cool.
It was absolutely incredible. I think it was the most well-run yet, and you were invaluable.
Oh, well, I appreciate that.
So thanks so much, man. I appreciate it. I'm glad you got to finally see it, too.
It was killer, dude. Like, to think, like, when you first started, because the place was packed. It was packed. When you guys first started, like, did you envision it being that big?
No, so I don't know if I've told the story or not.
What is this?
This is Waterford. It's Irish whiskey.
I'm digging this.
So, and I think this is the latest edition. They sent me like the newest 5 expressions. This Gaia organic is tremendous, and we just opened it right before we started filming, and I really enjoyed it. They are sponsors, but I like it.
Yeah.
No, it started off as a dinner for 20 people.
Really?
Yeah, we were like, let's just do like a dinner, and we'll have a whiskey person come and talk, and then we're like, we looked at what that would cost, and it was a lot. We're like, oh, well, maybe we can make it 50 people and get people to like buy tickets. And then the first event was like 230 people. The second event was a bit ambitious. We hit 700 people.
Nice.
The third event, it just kept going. It was like 1,300 people, 1,000 people. So and now I think this year, including vendors, we were at something like 1,750, 1,780.
Crazy.
So almost 1,800 people. And we took over more of the property. So I think they gave everyone a little bit more elbow room, but I think we can expand on that more next year. It
was packed, but it's a good pack, right? Like, it's a fun pack. Like, it was. I just remember walking through the floor for whatever reason. Hey, there's a broken glass. There's a guy, and rarely was there anybody out of line. But every once in a while, you'd hear something, you'd go help. But I just remember it being shoulder to shoulder, but in a good way. It wasn't like crowded and miserable.
Yeah,
it was like
the weather was incredible. It was 50 degrees.
It's just people talking whiskey and bourbon and enjoying the whole thing. It was dope, dude. It was very cool.
Well, and you've got let's switch let's pivot on to you now. And just for the record, I want to make it clear that I am mad at Brandon for not coming this year. I think he was in Jamaica at the time.
Somehow I always pick vacation at time that's right by the social, because this is the second social in a row that I've missed.
We're very antisocial. It appears.
Antisocial.
Yeah.
He's like, I got.
That's why he's the comedian.
I'll see. I'll check my. Yeah, I think you were in Jamaica.
Yeah. So just FYI, don't schedule it on Easter Sunday because I will also be in Jamaica again. So.
Yeah, we're not. Yeah, you can't do Easter weekend. It'll basically none of the vendors will be there. It's their holiday.
It doesn't matter. Whatever date you give me, he's gonna be like, oh, I gotta replace the print and the ink on my fax machine. I'll be super busy that day.
Well, that's super important.
I think it'll be the same exact weekend, first weekend in November, November 5th, 2022. So, and then we're working on the Agave Social now for April.
No excuses.
Put it in your calendar, bro.
Yeah. Now.
So, you have something going on tonight.
Tonight.
Yeah. So this will air Friday.
Yep.
Friday evening.
Yep.
I've got something to tell you, but go ahead and tell me what's going on tonight. Tell the people what's going on.
Okay.
Tell the backstory. What happened last year.
Sure. So it's gonna be awkward. So last year, in May 2020, during COVID, I got laid off from ESPN Radio. And I mean, look, that's what it is. And so a lot of my fans from The Usual Suspects were like, do your own show. We'll come watch it. So I started Barry on Deck. Been doing that for, I think, the Streamathon will be like episode almost 390. And we're in that area. I don't know exactly, but it's like 387, 390, somewhere in there.
Sure.
But so last year, I've always been very big on having a platform and being able to give back and using that platform. And so did a lot of charity work throughout the first year and a half of the show. And one of those things that we did was last year around Christmas, Jerry Bowe and I did a Streamathon. And we just wanted to raise money for a couple of local charities that don't get a lot of love. Like everybody gives to the United Way or to
veterans charities.
Yeah. And what we decided was we wanted to find a couple of local charities that are doing great things in the community, but maybe don't get enough money or enough support from the community. And we ended up finding two: Barrier Turning Point, which is a shelter for women and children who are victims of sexual and domestic violence, and Positive Black Male Association. So we raised $6,800 in 12 days. So Jerry comes to me 12 days before we did it and said, let's do something. I'm like, I'm in. So we had 12 days to put this thing
almost
together.
$7,000
in 12 days.
In 12 days.
And we bought Christmas presents for 10 families for their kids. That was through the Positive Black Male Association. We paid somebody's light bill because it was going to be shut off Christmas Eve. So we kept their lights on for Christmas. And then we took the rest, and Bay Area Turning Point, what they do is every year for the kids in the shelter, they do like a Santa shop where they stock the shelves with toys that have already been told to Santa through a letter that they want. So what we did is all the toys are on Amazon. We just went and bought it all and shipped it to them. And they had toys for the kids for Christmas at the shelter.
Wow.
So it was awesome. So this year, Jerry's not involved because he couldn't be. So I was like, well, I don't want to stop doing it. So now it's just the Barry on Deck Streamathon. It's year 2, and the goal is $10,000. And I was like, it's pretty lofty. But Jen, who works with me on Barry on Deck, was like, no, we're doing 10. And I was like, let's do 7,500. She's like, Barry, we're doing 10. I was like,
so what?
So this year, the charity that we're doing it for is Zoe's Outreach, who does amazing things in our community, flies under the radar. She goes out to, like this year, she's doing a winter wonderland for 3 different low-income housing projects for families that just don't celebrate Christmas because they don't have the money to. So she's taking that to them. She does clothing and food drives for the homeless. So she's doing amazing things, and she's not getting the love from the community. So we're going to give her that love. We're going to, every dime we raise, every single dime, save for the fees that I get charged from PayPal or Venmo or whatever, every single penny goes directly to the charity.
So people can donate now? Venmo, PayPal?
Yeah, there's the PayPal is charity@barryondeck.com. And the Venmo is Barry on Deck Charity. So it's at Barry on Deck Charity. And you can just, the Streamathon itself. So it's the Streamathon is all week because we spend all week we have an auction up right now, which we'll talk about because you were nice enough to help me with that. Not once, but twice. We have all kind of cool stuff, man.
That's
a lot
not
of people
true.
have just rallied.
That's not true.
What do you mean?
That I helped, how much?
Yeah, you did.
How many times?
Twice.
Count with me. So what was the first thing?
So the first thing was the whiskey bottles.
Okay, what was that?
The 12 bottles of whiskey.
Okay, and that's sold already?
That is gone.
How much?
$850.
$850, okay.
Come on, we got to give it up.
All right, no.
12 bottles.
And what was the other thing?
The 4 VIP tickets to
Next
the
year's Whiskey Social. Okay.
Yes.
All right, what about the third thing?
There's no third thing.
Wait
a second. Come on.
There's a third
What?
thing. So okay.
Hold on.
So
I might get a chub here. Let me hide this.
All right, so
Come on.
you came by yesterday, came by the distillery over at Gulf Coast Distillers, picked up the 12 bottles to give to the person who paid for
Casey.
them.
Shout out Casey.
And I mentioned I have an idea, but I haven't got any calls yet.
Yeah.
And it was weird, as if fate aligned.
The universe was listening?
I got a text last night.
No.
Swear to God. Check it out. I got a text. You came by what time yesterday?
12 o'clock. It was right after my haircut.
12 o'clock. I got 3 p.m. yesterday.
Really?
3 p.m. yesterday. So I do have one more bottle to give you, and I haven't picked it up yet. So here's the caveat. Everything's been so cutting it close to the
always
wire.
like this.
So I have.
Well, all the stuff you do, everything is close to the wire.
I'm picking it up today for those listening. I'll pick it up yesterday.
Yeah.
Today's Thursday, right? And then I will confirm with you today.
Okay.
Throw it up on the auction site.
Yes.
It's a bottle of Van Winkle Lot B. So for those who don't know, the Van Winkle.
I want to hit my DJ home. What?
Chips in a bowl for those your mom's house fans. So it's trading for like 900 right now, somewhere in that realm.
Oh my gosh.
So there's two ways.
I'm gonna try not to cry. I'm gonna keep it together. I'm a crier. You know that.
I'm gonna cry if I said all this and it's not there when I go to pick it up today. So
we'll just edit this out.
Yeah.
You guys will never see this.
It's too late actually, so it'll have to be stuck in. But so what we'll do is I'll pick it up today. I will confirm with you tonight. By the time those listening, if you still hear it in the episode, it 99.9% sure it'll be available. So.
And what I'll do is when we create the auction, I will give you guys the direct, because I know a lot of these people that are watching are going to want to, they're not going to care about, there's a pet portrait, which is badass, by the way. They're going to want this. So I'll send you a direct link just to that auction item.
Well, no. Let's talk about the whole auction. So what's the auction website?
So it's a complicated mess. It's biddingowl.com/Barry on deck. That is the main site.
So people can go. There's a bunch of things to bid on. There's also
we have a raffle where you can just buy raffle tickets for stuff. And people, this is all like 100% donated. We've got Jeremy Branham here at ESPN donated 3 pairs of tickets to UH Cougar basketball games, which my mom was just like, what? I'm buying raffle tickets because I can't get tickets right now. So he just gave us 3 pairs of tickets. We've got SaberCats tickets, Dynamo tickets. We've got barbecue packages, gift cards to like Dan Seafood and Wings for $50, Big City Wings for $100. I mean, it's just
a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, and a one raffle ticket is $10, and you can get like as you buy more, you get a discount on them. So tons of stuff in the raffle, plenty of auction items, including. I know you're a big sneakerhead.
Oh, what's up? What you got? Don't look at these.
No, but we've got one of the only African American females. I don't know what the name of them is.
Oh, you talked about her.
They take sneakers, they break them down and rebuild
like our boy
custom.
Danklef's in San Antonio. They make custom shoes.
Yes. So her and I collaborated on a pair, which I'll send you a picture you can put on the screen. Shoes? No, it was like an Astros themed shoe. And it was a one of one, and then we sold one, and then we auctioned one last year, and it went for $300.
Okay.
And then we're doing that again this year.
Can she do a pair size 13?
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
What size shoe do you wear, Brandon?
She just won some contest in Miami.
11.
They're badass. And her and I So I did the design, and then we collaborated on it. And
is it on your Instagram?
I bet it is.
Okay. It is. So basically what it is, you're bidding on the artwork. You're bidding on her labor. So you tell her what size you want, and you pay for the shoe, the Air Force One.
And then she'll make them.
And then she makes the shoe for you, and it is badass. Check out my Twitter. It's more recent on my Twitter.
So all right. So give me all that information. We'll post it, but we'll donate 1 bottle of the Van Winkle Lot B.
I can't believe that.
There's 2 ways to for those who don't know. There's 2 ways to bid. You've got the bidding. You also have a buy it now option. So there are some things that you can buy from this auction site. Just pay the inflated rate.
Yes.
And just automatically win it. We can set.
Keep going.
We can set it at. We can set it at 1,500.
If that's what you think, it's
yeah. So we'll leave the auction. Oh, there it is. Can the people see that on the screen?
They will.
Yeah. So that's pretty incredible.
It's amazing. So it's got the Houston skyline. It's got the Astros
colors,
rainbow. She put a little on the back. If you scroll over to the right, on the back, that light blue area is an ode to the old Houston Oilers Columbia blue, and it says 713 on it. And then she's got her logo on the insole, which is Art of a Woman, and she is literally the only African-American female in the country that does this. There's no other black women doing this. So it's she's amazing at it. She just won a contest in Miami. So it's very cool. Her company's called Art of a Woman. She's an amazing artist too, but she's really into this. There's a word for what they are. You have to like flash it on the screen.
The shoe.
I don't know. It's not like the shoe doctor or like a shoe artist. It's like
Something.
it's like
the chartist.
Just the chartist? No, I don't.
Shoe artist.
I don't think they want that.
They don't want that? Why? Why would they not want that
I
term?
can't imagine why she would.
It
want
saves
to be called
time.
a
You
chartist.
cut out some middle letters.
No.
It's an efficient way of.
I think she'd rather be called a shoe painter. But she is amazing. Last year those sold for $300. I think it's already at like $310 or $320.
All right. So when did the auctions end?
So the auctions end at the end of the Streamathon. The Streamathon
tonight.
is really tonight. The Streamathon is from 7 to 9 p.m. on my YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/Barry on Sports. And you're going to be a guest for
I'll be
10
there.
minutes or so. Joel Blank is going to join me for 10 minutes or so. Raheel Ramzanali is going to join me for 10 minutes or so. So I got some great local celebrities popping on to say, hey, all of these folks have contributed in some way to this as well.
Who's contributed the most? I just want to make sure. I'm a very humble person, but I'd like to walk away just knowing that I did the most. You know,
money wise,
just efforts and impact.
Well, especially right now. I mean, we won't know until it's over because somebody might bid $8,000 on those shoes now.
I mean, I've never met any of those locals. I mean, who out of ESPN, out of the people from this station, who has contributed the most? I've never met them. I don't have a rivalry with them. But
because you're already at 1150 and the auction's not over yet at the time of this recording.
They're all pieces of shit.
Just added,
And I just added another $1,000 bottle. That's what
shit.
Yeah. I don't know Raheel's.
They're all Chartists.
Middle name.
I love it.
Probably garbage. So listen, I just want to do my part to help out those in need.
It's amazing, dude. It's amazing.
I can't
even. I can't even tell you. It's so cool because it's just like you said with the whiskeys. It just started off as the goal last year was literally just $1,000.
Yeah.
That's all we wanted to do.
And you did 6,800.
And we hit 6,800, and it. So I was like, ooh, I think 75 is a good goal, but. It just seems like people won't let it fail. And I would love it so much.
I would love, and for those listening, so I know that a bottle of Van Winkle Lot B, if you were to go to the secondary market, could range from say $700 to $900, somewhere in there. But for those who aren't in those groups and it's hard to find those things, and you've got some extra money lying around, I think we should set it at $1,500. That means that the Whiskey Neat show on ESPN. About $2,500 contribution would be a really great achievement. It would help a lot of people.
Amazing.
I think we should aim for it. So buy it now, $1,500, and then auction as high as it goes.
As high as it goes. Yep. And that's basically what we did with the spirits package that you offered. You said it's a retail value of about $820, which is amazing.
Sold for
Put it
$850.
on there, and a bourbon connoisseur and fan of yours.
Fan of yours too. Say his name.
Casey Brown.
Yeah,
dude,
give him a shout out.
You're the man. And he was like, oh wait, what? I want that junior. And he's like, so I just do the whole thing.
Was he talking about this baby here? The prideful goat. We'll get to this in a second. But
so it's been amazing, man. I can't thank you enough for helping me try to hit this goal. And funny thing is and this is another awkward. I heard from AJ Hoffman.
About what?
Well, he messaged me because he saw it as soon as it went up. He was the first person to bid on the bourbon package.
Oh, the whiskey package.
Yeah, he was like, or the whiskey package. He was like, hey, dude, I just saw this. It's going to cost me an arm and a leg to ship it. And he's like, good luck. And he bid on it. And I was like, he was just asking me about the Streamathon and all that and the goal. And I was like, man, I said, you know me. If I don't hit $10,000, I'm going to be devastated and mad and like, what could I have done better? And what? He goes, dude, it doesn't matter because if you're raising money to help people, you're already doing more than most. So everybody involved, if you bid, if you donate, we're already doing more than most people do. And that's what I got to keep in mind.
No.
I want that $10,000.
The thing you have to keep in mind is that this is really about us. This is about me. It's about Barry. This is not about the hungry children, any of that shit.
Forget those.
No,
broke-ass
this is
kids.
about me and my ego. This makes me feel better.
You know what? For some reason, it does feel really good to help.
Yeah,
people.
you look at.
I don't know why.
Imagine you're at home. You and your wife.
You? I don't even know you anymore.
You and your wife are drinking a bottle of wine, trying to get things going. But you're feeling kind of physically. I'm just not feeling myself tonight. You look over, you see you raised $10,000, and you're ready to go. Let's do this, Nora.
I need no Viagra. That's hilarious.
That's about us.
Yeah,
So
okay, fair enough.
AJ,
we're amazing.
Who am I to disagree with you?
We're going to change the name of the show to Amazing Neat.
Amazing neat. Two generous guys. Two fancy, generous guys.
Two fancy, generous, amazing. That's a lot for a title.
Yeah,
but we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
We'll make an acronym
that's not
or something.
my prom. It's Brandon's prom in post. So you can fix it. Find a way to make it fit, buddy. All right. So we have this guy here now. What's amazing about this? Let's back up a second. So you guys came out. The folks at Barry on Deck. We promised you the first single barrel of the Baby Goat.
Yes.
And you guys came out and did it in August.
Yes.
Since then, we have had every possible supply chain delay that you could possibly imagine. There was a cork shortage. Couldn't find
Really?
corks. Yep. Price doubled on them.
Really?
Glass was an issue. We actually have enough for 60,000 bottles in 12 states. There were only 28,000 bottles available. So we bought those, and we're on back order 6 months for the remaining half. Wow. Labels didn't come in, finished or completed until the end of November.
And this was all supposed to start dropping in October, right?
Originally we were trying to get it out in September. So
wow.
My thoughts were like, the Deckheads come out in August. You guys do a barrel pick. It's released a month later. Here we go.
Yeah.
No, that didn't happen. So
wow.
We finally released this last weekend. The Baby Goat just launched. It's a 6-year-old cast strength rye. And it will be on shelves. In fact, by the time this airs tomorrow, it might be available statewide in specs. They've already picked it up.
Very cool.
For the small batch of about 40 barrels. Your single barrel, for those asking, should be available in January. We wanted to get these out, get the small batches out, fill those orders, and then we'll bottle it. Now, it may be February, but it's much sooner now than ever before.
Just Q1.
Q1.
I'm just telling them Q1.
Definitely Q1.
Yep.
So
Good.
this is it. And you
Because
guys
they keep asking.
You guys tasted this straight from the barrel.
We did. This is so good.
Yeah. So, and for those out of state,
Smells like heaven.
For those out of state,
Smells like amazing.
This will be in California, Louisiana, and Florida in the next month, but it's statewide in Texas any day now. Rye whiskey, cast strength, bubblegum.
I do taste the bubble gum.
Yep.
I didn't
put hair in your chest.
Oh, dude. See, this is what I was saying. So you're gonna get mad at me.
Okay.
You and shout out to Cisco. He's a deckhead who works at a winery now in High, Texas.
Okay.
Doing his thing.
Wait. Is Cisco short for Francisco?
Francisco
Okay.
Barca.
Barca. Yeah. Okay. I know you're talking
Great
about.
dude.
Didn't you mute him a few times?
Maybe. I've muted a lot of people. I'm like, it depends on the day.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? You're getting on my nerves. Shut up.
I know who Francisco is. Barca. Yeah.
He's amazing. He got blocked by Sage Rosenfeld because I was trying to do a Sage of the City because Houston's sports sucks so bad. So I was trying to get Sage Northcutt, who's from Houston. He's an MMA fighter.
Oh, yeah.
Sage Rosenfeld, who played here in Houston. And I was going to buy a bunch of Sage, and we were going to go down to NRG Stadium and Sage the city.
Get all the bad mojo out.
And look, they're 2-10. You know? I'm just saying, I think I had the way to fix this. But every day, Francisco would tweet Sage Rosenfeld and be like, hey, when are you going to Sage the City with Barry? Like, every day he finally had to block him because he was like, dude, you're too annoying. So he blocked him. Anyway, shout out Francisco. But I was saying, I think it's a little bit of wizardry or magic or maybe.
Okay.
Because when we did the tasting, when I sit down with you and do this show or we just drink, I don't get notes. I don't get many notes.
Oh, okay.
I think everybody's lying.
Oh, really?
I just taste burn. I just get a little burn. But when you said like bubblegum, I was like, oh shit. I got my first note.
It's funny.
My first note. But like when we were doing it, I was like, I think I taste cinnamon, or maybe that's just the burn. I don't know. It's like, what are you tasting? I got a note of fire. I don't know. This little hint of pain.
Pain. Yeah.
I have no idea.
So Bert Kreischer was talking to Tom Segura about, do you think people who drink whiskey are full of shit? Do you think they can really do you think they can tell the difference between good and bad whiskey?
I think you can. I think most people out here that say they can't.
I think anyone can if you
taste
learn
Band-Aid
how to
right
drink
now.
it the right way. If you learn how to drink it the right way. So I committed. I reached out to Bert. He's been following me on Instagram for a while. I was like, hey man, you're coming to Houston and Sugarlands a couple weekends ago. Let me do a tasting after the show. I will put some bad whiskey in front of you and prove that you can taste the difference. So I did it blind. I brought a really, really nice, very expensive bottle and a really expensive, shitty bottle. Objectively bad whiskey. Put it in front of him, and he preferred the shitty bottle. Dude,
so great.
I was blown away.
You're like, what is that?
And-
That's got to be the good one.
I was convinced that he would be able to tell the difference.
That's hilarious.
And so we still had him for the rest of the night. We had like 20 bottles to taste through. So the rest of the night, I felt like he was looking at me like this, like that meme of the guy from Futurama. What's his name? You know that meme where the guy from Futurama, the main guy, the Fry.
Never watched that show.
Okay, so there's a meme of him looking skeptical where he goes like this, like he pinches his eyes. Just look up skeptical meme Futurama. There's this image of him where his that one where it's a doubting look.
You kind of look like that anyway.
Yeah. Especially since I shaved my beard.
Yeah.
So that's what Bert looked at me the entire rest of the night because he was like, I don't trust this charlatan. And it fucked with my head.
Witchery, yeah.
It fucked with my head the rest of the night.
It made you kind of hesitate just letting loose. Huh?
And then I tried to flip it. I was like, well, I mean, it's just something you prefer. You like that one. It's fine. It's a really good selling
Did
check.
you feel bad that he chose the shitty whiskey?
I felt like.
Why didn't you just lie and be like, oh, that's the good one?
Have you ever seen those
And he's been your white whale, right? Well, I mean, outside of
White Buffalo?
oh yeah,
Great White Buffalo.
outside of Brad Williams.
Oh Lord Jesus! Outside of Tom Segura,
Okay.
Bert has been. He doesn't understand that I know everything there is to know about him. I am an obsessed fan, but like a normal, healthy one, not a weird.
A normal,
guy.
healthy one that brings a whole bunch of whiskey to one of his shows.
Yeah. So it was like the moment, and it was
Were you
like
nervous when you met him? Because of the anticipation of getting
No,
married?
because I think
He
I'm
was
finally
way
getting
too
used
drunk to
that.
be nervous.
No, I think I'm finally getting used to it. You and I talked about this at the comedy show, where while I'm on the show and I'm in my element, I feel comfortable.
Yeah.
But I opened for him, or I guess I kind of semi-introduced Barry at the comedy show we hosted, and I completely fucked it up. Ruined the entire intro. You know, you're supposed to have a build-up. He was a host on ESPN. He was he's got his own show, Barry on Deck, and like blah blah blah. And then you give his name at the
TV
end.
show.
And I just said, Barry, get up here.
Houston Sports Show.
Yeah, Houston Sports Show.
it was
Huge
like-
penis. You know, I couldn't.
It's okay to lie. It's good. It's good.
I mean, who doesn't, right? You gotta lie. So no, but I just it screwed with my head. But my point is that we sat there for a good hour. We got through some things, and there were some things that I think anyone can once you learn how to drink. It's a matter of learning how to drink.
Okay.
I've seen you on your show. You shoot Jameson.
I'm a savage.
Jameson's fine.
I'm a savage.
But shooting whiskey, you're not going to get the notes. You're going to get that burn thing.
Well, no,
you
but
talked
I'm
about.
saying when I do this with you, every time, like, also, you know what prompted this is also because, so I've had, my wife likes wine, so I'll drink wine, and same thing. I'm like, Francisco's a liar. There's no notes in wine. It's bitter or it's not.
Rotten
Like, that's
grapes.
it.
Got it.
Yeah. And then cigars. So I just started smoking cigars 6 months ago, 5 months ago.
That's a little hard.
Shout out to Dusty Slay. Appreciate you getting me hooked on cigars. But I enjoy now sitting on the back porch, smoking a cigar, drinking some whiskey, some good, especially the stuff that you've been nice enough to bring me a bottle of. But I still, even though I enjoy it, I'm like, I get no notes from none of this stuff.
Yeah.
None of it. I get no notes.
I
think all of these notes is a lie. Cigars, wine, whiskey, it's all lies.
I'm going.
People are losing their mind
I'm
right
going
now.
to force you to become a whiskey expert.
Okay, I would love nothing more than to become
If you
a whiskey
became,
expert.
it's like I went back to Daddy's doing okay,
Yeah,
but I went back to school for me, not that I need a different degree or whatever.
of course. Same reason I went back to Lone Star.
I would. What's
It's a community college.
okay?
I would love, but I graduated top of my class.
I would love for you.
I mean, it really wasn't graduation. She was just like, all right, That's it. Go home.
Here's a.
It was an e-certificate.
There's no more
You
class.
get 3 of those free stamps in your
I
subway
say
card.
graduate when we all quit the Zoom. I don't want to brag. When we quit the Zoom, I moved my tassel over, threw it up, and hit the ceiling fan, shattered a window, and there goes. Yeah.
Well, I think it would be great to force you into becoming a whiskey expert, just so you can do it all and then still say, "Yeah, I still don't get any of this shit."
I would love it. I really would. I'm taking you up on this offer. If you're offering to teach me to be a whiskey expert,
I am.
to follow in your footsteps. I'm going to be your, what is it, Padawan? Yeah, I'm in. I'm in.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll make it happen. We should.
Hold on. I'm getting notes of.
Bullshit.
I'm getting notes of lies.
Come on. Let's rise.
We are the ones with the fun burning, baby. You can shake it till you break it in the morning light.
Come on. Get prepared as soon as you hit the playback. We about to ignite every one of them haystacks. If you ain't ready, fool, you should make tracks. Push the beat rock, no time to fake jack. Rock it out all night.
See the flames rising as they
Show me
rise.
what you got. Get a sip of the rye.
All right. So I'm going to make it happen. I think it'll be good.
What was that?
It's called aerating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just spit it everywhere.
That's how you get those notes. But you did get bubblegum.
I did when you said it because I was like, I feel like there's something sweet about this, but if I say
Yeah.
that out loud, I'm going to sound like a moron.
No, sweet's where it's at.
And
So-
then you were like bubblegum, and I was like, maybe I just got my first note.
Did you try
I
it?
became
yet?
a man.
Yeah, I did, and I like to because I do come from the wine world. So when
You also believe in the notes lie?
I do believe it, but I also believe it's very personal. I believe it like triggers in people like things they're familiar with. So for me, on the nose, like
Taste abuse.
Something you're familiar with. This smells like.
Taste my uncle.
Oh, sick. There's no salt in that.
Uncle Ralph.
But you know how mad someone's gonna get in the comments? Dude, so we did an episode last week with this guy, Greasy Grease, and we argued about whiskey for an hour.
the divisional shift.
The divisional shift.
Greasy Grease. That's his name?
I don't know his real name, but that's his Facebook name. That's what he goes by, Grease. Hey man, you tell me.
I guess
we'll
you don't get
both
to pick your
understand.
nicknames, but wow.
So we
I'd lobby for a new one.
we argued for an hour and a half, and there's a couple of jokes I made that people got.
Offended by.
Yeah. I think I made jokes about hitting my wife and kids or something.
Oh, yeah, that's never-
No, sure it is.
You know, that never happened
And that was
on
the-
deck either. That's the crazy thing.
Oh, a couple jokes that did not go well with the people that they were aimed at.
And that was the stuff we left in.
Yeah.
There was some other stuff that
Oh, yeah.
we like took out. That
Sweetest
conversation.
guy in the world, but when he makes some jokes, you're like, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know he's joking, but it's like, oh, wow.
But you know what I get to do then? And be like, no, I'm a good guy. Look at all the money I raised for charity.
Exactly. I'm a great guy.
I'm a great guy. Someone's gonna be like, you know what? Charity is supposed to be about them. I don't respect this.
Do I need to get you a shirt made? This is I'm a great guy. I've raised $10,000 for charity. I'm getting those made.
Please make a shirt that says, I am a great guy. I give money to charity. I gave money to the Barry. Oh, new merch idea. I'm a good person. I donated to the Barry on Deck Streamathon.
Yes.
It is
done.
Make it a good shirt.
Writing that note down right now.
Make it a good shirt. Make the price $40, and half of that goes to the charity of our choice.
Oh, that's going in the phone right there. Oh, my
I'm dead serious.
good
I'll buy the
guy.
first 5.
Oh my God.
As long as I can tell people I bought 5 for charity.
As long as I tweet it out.
As long as I get to tweet it out.
Got it.
All right, so since you tasted that, I've got another rye whiskey. So we did this collaboration with Sagamore Spirit where they gave me a couple of their cognac barrels. I don't think they've released any cognac aged single barrels. It's a similar rye distillate finished in a cognac barrel for a few years, which is interesting because most finishes are like 6 months. This particular one spent a few years in a cognac barrel, which is more maturing than finishing.
What effect would it have as a novice? What effect?
So if I'll give you where are you from? What part of town are you from?
From what? Well, I graduated Jersey Village High School, so
Okay.
Jersey Village
All right.
area.
So I grew up in Pasadena.
Okay.
I'm going to give you the
Say no
Pasadena
more.
analogy.
Okay.
All right. You remember when your mom would put spaghetti in Tupperware?
Yes.
And then for the next 6 months, that Tupperware carried that spaghetti hue,
Yes.
and everything you put in it was tainted
Yes.
by spaghetti.
Yes.
It's like that, but classier.
Gotcha. I like it.
So you take a cognac barrel, you throw a rye whiskey in it, and it is going to soak up some of the cognac that's in the wood. So a finishing is usually, I'll give you, let's talk some shit for a minute.
Let's do it.
So maturation is, hey, here's a rye whiskey. This is a rye whiskey that spent 6 years in a barrel.
Okay.
6 years in a barrel. Nothing fancy added to it, blended together using expert charitable palates. And then you take finishing. Finishing is, I'm going to put this into a barrel that once held beer. Breweries do it all the time. Or once held bourbon and put it in there for like a month. So it gets a little bit of influence. Then you throw seasoning. Seasoning's a shortcut. So Macallan does this. I love Macallan, but the last, their prices keep going up and up and up. But they went from full sherry maturation, where they would put whiskey in a sherry barrel for 20 years. Mm-hmm. Then they put it in there for like a few months, called finishing it for 6 months. Mm-hmm. Then it still takes too much time, so they cut another corner and they do seasoning. They take a barrel, they fill it full of sherry, shake it around, get it in the wood, dump it out, then put it in there for a couple of weeks. Mm-hmm. So it's cheating.
Yeah. It's really more for the marketing.
It's really for the marketing.
It's really so they can put it on the label and say, "Oh, we seasoned it." Because
Sherry
the average
seasoned
guy
barrels.
like me isn't going to know. They're going to walk into a store and see that
Look at that color.
and be like, "Oh yeah, that sounds fancy."
It sounds fancy, and they get to charge a premium for it.
Yeah.
So this is our rye whiskey finished in cognac barrels for a few years. Sagamore did not cut any corners. I mean, cognac barrels are extremely expensive. This is like super dark, super rich, and it's a cognac cask rye whiskey at full cask strength. And we convinced them to give us the whole thing statewide. Mm-hmm. So it's available at all Total Wines across the state in Texas. And there's only a few hundred bottles. So once it's gone, it's
Really?
gone. Yeah. And Total Wine mispriced a few of them.
Oh.
So this should be $60. Mm-hmm. The Total Wine near us, off Post Oak, had it for $41, which I think's their cost. So the good news is that Total Wine's not going to hear this, and it's good for Sagamore. But as long as it moves, it moves. But $40 is insane. This should be $60, $65. And
Wow.
if you
Are
can,
they gone already over there? I'm guessing at that price.
you'd have to double check. If you find it at
Will
60,
be after this airs.
if you find it, it's $65 is great. 40 is insane. If you see 3 cases on the shelf at 40, I'd buy all of them.
Really?
And this is. Do you smell sweetness? You get those notes of.
I do smell a sweetness.
Super sweet, sugary.
I do smell it. I wouldn't say super sweet, but there is a little bit of sweetness.
Well, that was what I started with.
Is
I
that
started
most
with the
ryes,
rye,
though?
and it was really good.
Is most ryes going to have a sweet?
They're more spicy.
Oh,
Most
okay.
ryes are more spicy. This spends a lot of time in extra barrel maturation, so you're going to get more of a sweeter, not as spicy rye whiskey.
It's good. I just get no notes.
I'm gonna have to figure out how to approach this with you, because I'm gonna break you. I'm gonna break you.
What am I like? Do I need to like hone into a certain part of my brain, like lock in?
No,
is there a tongue section of the brain?
tongue
Where I
section
just
of
be
the
like,
brain.
all right, just focus on the tongue.
I think this is how it'll happen.
Okay.
I think you will find something.
I smell the sweetness, but this time I didn't taste it. I could have told you yes, but then I would have lied.
I don't want you to lie.
I tasted it on the Prideful Goat one, but I didn't taste it on this one.
I don't want you to lie.
Okay.
I think what we need to do is we need to find a specific spirit to start with. Could be anything that's going to have such a prominent note that it's going to be burned into your head. So, for instance,
I think the sweetness of the gum is now.
Okay.
That
Okay.
really, because that was the first one. That's the first time I ever
I'm going to bring you
really tasted
a peated whiskey.
Okay.
Okay.
A peat-in whiskey?
See, the great thing about this is that there's a good chance you were dead serious. You're like, they pee in whiskey?
I'm not that stupid, Chris. I mean, I'm dumb, but I'm not that. I'm community college graduate dumb, but I'm not.
You keep trying to find a way to bring it up. You're
I
like,
guess I got to promote my alma mater.
so,
Go librarians. I don't know what our
a peated whiskey.
are.
A peated whiskey. It's the Lone Star truck drivers. So your mascot is just like
the Lone Star unemployed.
community college graduates.
Our mascots is just a bunch of dudes like this.
Lone Star garbage man.
Oh, you're about to get a bunch of nasty.
Yeah. I take it back, guys. I take it back.
That
It's
is a
joke.
noble profession.
Better donate
is.
some more money to charity.
It's a noble. No, okay. Look, all right.
Anytime you crap on somebody, you got to give another 1,000 to the street.
Sorry. If I'm,
There's gonna be no more homeless people in Houston.
it is a noble profession. I apologize. If I'm going to attack something, I should never punch down. So let's just say I meant the Lone Star housewives,
That's fair enough.
stay-at-home moms.
Being a mom isn't a job. Oh Lord.
Dude, Bill Burr.
Oh Lord.
Bill Burr's joke about it is like any job you can do in your pajamas is not a fucking hard job. Imagine roofing in July as a redhead,
That's it.
but bending over to put the DVD in the DVD player. Oh, it's the hardest job in the world. I'm kidding. I love you, honey. No, so I think a peated whiskey, because it tastes like campfire. And there are things that I can give you the whiskeys that'll give you a wild ride, and it'll burn into your head permanently. And then what'll happen is one day you'll be drinking something a bit more middle of the ground, and it may have a slight note of it, and it'll trigger a memory of the peated whiskey or the bubble gum or the. That's how I think we should approach this. Okay. I need to put in front of you the things that are gonna that are so offensive and punch you in the face that it'll be a core memory. What was that movie?
I don't know.
The children's movie with the memories. Someone's screaming at their radio right now.
What?
The one about the emotions movie, where there's like the anger and sadness. It's a Disney Pixar movie with Amy Schumer.
Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Oh, it's gonna drive me nuts. I can't
It was
remember
like
the name
angry and what were the dwarfs?
of it. With Bing
name?
Bong.
Like,
You remember Bing Bong, Bing Bong? Oh my God! This
I
is
don't
gonna
have
drive me
kids.
nuts.
I don't.
All right.
I don't have kids. I take naps
Say
and enjoy
Pixar
myself.
movie-
I don't know what you're talking about.
Pixar movie emotions.
Inside Out.
Inside. I think it's Inside Out.
By the way, my lips are still numb from this. That's
Yeah.
is that a good sign?
That's it. Yeah. Hit it. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Bing Bong. Inside Out. Yeah. So the whole movie's about memories.
I'm still not any more clear on this.
Yeah, it looks like my ex-wife.
They talk.
I'm sorry, Shannon.
I wasn't a part of this. Like, you guys are a bunch of misogynistic.
What?
No. Listen, a core memory is a memory that the whole movie is about memories in children, things that they remember their entire life. And when you unlock a core memory, like you remembered, remember that time I got my first concussion on the ice rink? Mm-hmm. Like it's a core. I think with whiskey, those things will be locked into your head, and the next time you try something, it'll reignite that core memory, and you're like, oh yeah, I remember it tasted like bubblegum.
Gotcha.
I'm rambling at this point.
No,
listen,
I'm in.
All right, we have.
This is really good. Is my mouth supposed to be numb?
Yeah.
It's good.
That's
my
great.
lips are.
So that is setting the stage for drinking neat. People always ask, well, how do I drink neat?
That's it.
This is how you do it. Your mouth gets a little numb, but still can taste things. And then an hour in, you're like, oh, I feel great.
Yeah. No, this is good.
All right.
It's very good.
Two
Now,
more
you did
things.
What are you doing?
Tasting things. Flavors.
It's like a blowhole on a whale? Are you just...
Yeah. You know when you take a...
I don't know. Because I'm not doing that. I'm like, am I...
You know, a cologne bottle, when you spray it, it atomizes it. Mm-hmm. When you do that, you're aerating it. It's big in wine.
Okay.
But it's annoying to the radio folks. Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Jack's in the editing room rolling his eyes right now.
Trying to get rid of
listening to the...
My wife, she's like, that's really embarrassing when you do that in public. I was like, okay. All right.
That's fine. I get it.
All right.
I do that when I drink Diet Coke, so I totally get it. I'm trying to get the notes of aspartame.
The notes.
I'm getting aspartame.
You can really
and
taste the
shame.
diabetes in it.
Yeah. I can taste not having a foot right now. This is.
All right, I'm gonna change glasses. This one's dirty. So, this is not something you can find anywhere right now. This is a 20-year-old Jefferson's Presidential Select. Jefferson's used to have...
That's what I was like. It's like, I'm done.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I was going to hand it off like this.
Got you. He's there.
You're not gonna pour for me?
Sorry.
I'm the guest on this show.
No, I know. Brandon's laugh caught me so off guard that I just became...
You're like, what did I do?
Yeah, he reset. Yeah.
Well, for those not watching, so he said this is not available anywhere right now, and he corks it and puts it like two dudes like had their glasses out ready to taste it, and he corks it and puts it in his lap. And
None of you are sharing.
Yeah,
this
that's
with me.
not what I meant. I was gonna hand the bottle
I got
off to you
notes of
guys.
Selfishness. That's mine. That's not his. Yeah, you don't want that.
My bad. Fill dead air. So, my bad, guys. Listen, I tell my wife all the time I'm accidentally inconsiderate a lot.
It's most dudes.
Yeah. I'm accidentally inconsiderate a lot.
I did
so then
something for my wife the other day, and you would have thought that I saved 1,000 children from a burning building. I put her clothes in the dryer while she was asleep so that they would be ready the next morning. Oh my God. Yeah, I was just like, I never do anything nice for you. She was like, calm down. You dried a pair of pants. It's not.
I feel the exact same way.
That was
Anytime
amazing.
I make
The
me a
best husband.
cocktail, I bring her a cocktail only because I plan on making me a double. But she'll be like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm making a cocktail." And I know what she's really doing. She's like, "I want the other half of that."
Yeah.
And so I'll make it for her without her explicitly saying it, and then I get the credit.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Yeah. I do that, but the opposite. I'm like, I brought you some cookies. And she's like, I don't eat cookies. All right, I'll eat them.
I'll eat them. I'll take them. Like when Homer bought his wife a bowling ball with her name on it. It said Marge.
Okay, fine.
So, this is an old bourbon, 20 years old. Jefferson's used to be a really great brand. It's kind of fallen off. But can't get this anymore, and it's absolutely fantastic. Notes of brown sugar and old books.
There's no
Tastes like an old library.
no, there's no burn to it. There's no.
Oh, it's a little softer, yeah.
Yeah, that's. I don't know what the proper
say-
terminology is, but
Yeah, it's
no,
94
you're used
proof.
to a little. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, and you're getting there. That right there is something that you noticed without being told. Your own expert palate told you that it's lower in proof.
Yeah.
I know
okay.
people are like,
I
"It's
didn't know
not
what
that hard."
Yeah. Well, listen, you're talking to a moron, people. Okay. So.
All right. So just a reminder, auction
Actually,
ends tonight.
This is really good.
I love it. It's so good.
Yeah. It's very
Auction ends
smooth.
tonight.
Auction ends tonight. The show's from 7 to 9. Like I said, we do this all week, but it leads up to
Where can they find it?
everything. YouTube.com/Barry on Sports.
It'll be
We'll
streamed
live from 7 to 9 p.m. You're going to join at 7:30. And then, the auction will end at about 8:45 so I can announce all the winners. So if you want that bottle of Pappy, you better get in there or buy it now. And the same is true for everything else. We've got raffle tickets that I would love it if everybody that knew me bought one raffle ticket for $10, we'd have hit 10,000 straight away. So I mean, it's one ticket you win $100 gift card to Big City Wings for $10. You can't beat that. So
Did you just humble brag how many people you know?
I mean,
If everyone I knew bought one ticket, we'd have $10,000.
that's lonely. That's not that many people.
1,000 people.
You don't know 1,000 people?
No, Dunbar's number
You
is like.
just said you had 1,700 people show up to your whiskey social.
Yeah, but I don't know them.
But I bet if you said, "Hey guys, I'm selling raffle tickets. If everybody buys one for $10,
That's a good point. That's
Yeah.
a good point.
I mean, I have 11,000 followers on Twitter, so
Do you?
yes, they don't know. It's all
Nice.
fake. It's all fake. I didn't buy them, but yeah, they don't. About 15 people interact with me out of the 11,000.
I've never
Actually,
quite figured out Twitter.
It's just high school. That's all it is. Twitter is literally just high school.
There's been a couple things I've tweeted that I thought were hilarious.
Yeah.
No traction. I was like, I hate you. I'm done. Never again.
I'm giving you this gold.
I'm giving you pure
Yeah.
comedic gold,
Yeah.
and you're not
Nothing.
going to retweet me? I think my feelings are hurt.
How dare you?
Have you ever seen an old
I
person?
tagged Bill Burr and he ignored it. How dare he? Doesn't he know we're on the same platform?
Dude.
We're practically brothers.
early on, the way I tried to get people on the show was by tweeting at them.
Hey, you want to come on my show on ESPN?
And it wasn't until later that I was like, oh my God.
So embarrassing.
So embarrassing.
Go through there.
Bro, go through them and just delete. It's the most cringeworthy. I tweeted Betty White once. You know how great it would be to have drinks with Betty White?
Oh my god,
It would be incredible.
What? That would be a great night.
You trying to kill her too?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that would... you know what? If she were to say yes, I'd have to say no. Because our track record with deaths
people
on this show...
dying.
Yeah, we've had...
Who else? So
we've had
you
2
killed
people.
Witherspoon. Who else did you murder?
This guy, one of the most famous people in whiskey, Dave Pickerel, died.
you killed
The
him.
last interview he did was my show. Within 2 weeks... And he died, and then John died a few months later, and it was like, oh, there's the theme on your show, Chris. I'm like, don't say that.
I leave everything to my wife, and
You're
if
not
I
of side, not
die,
an accord.
if I die, it's all his fault. Yeah. I leave all my jokes to. No,
I don't want him.
you're like I don't want them. I have my own gold. It doesn't get retweeted.
Dude, yeah, just give me your account and I'll just take over. Have you ever thought about doing that?
What?
Ooh. Auctioning off someone to control your Twitter account for one day.
Oh my god, they'll get me banned.
I know.
I can't afford that.
Just a lot of...
How am I going to get to the 15 people that actually care? I can't afford to lose
that might be... I couldn't do it to Instagram. My 13,000 Instagram followers, it would be...
Yeah.
It'd be
Just be dong pics.
just
yeah.
someone's asshole
Yeah.
posted 47 times a
100%.
day.
Mark that.
Yeah.
I see Nemo. I see how this works. You curse, he marks. I get it.
Yeah, he's really good at his job. All right, so there's one more thing I want you to taste, and then we got to go.
Okay.
I hate to dump this, but I'm going to because we're out of time. So a buddy of mine is a. I appreciate that. A buddy of mine is a lawyer and is obsessed with old funky rums. I think this is a rum.
Okay, that doesn't have a label on it.
No, it doesn't have a label on it. Peated. It's peated. All right, so I've never had this. I don't know what it is.
Okay, well you go. This
don't-
is where I'll.
I don't know what it is.
Am I supposed to do this?
It's rum. Oh, dude, tell me it doesn't smell like peated. Yeah.
No.
All right. I believe this might be a Caroni, which is a dead distillery from
Smells like
Trinidad.
paint.
It's funky rums are very
Nose of
popular.
acrylic.
That is very funky on the nose.
Super funky.
It does. It smells like a paint or a lacquer.
Is
or
your mic
something.
on?
Yes.
Yeah, that smells like.
Okay, it kind of smells fishy. Smell a little fish oil.
No. Smells industrial in a way.
It's definitely, I think it's Caroni. Yeah, so Caroni has an industrial petroleum rubber tire note. It's but it's very well loved by some. A little controversial for others. Kind of tastes like a chemical rubber tire.
Oh, that's interesting. It's very smooth. But
Ooh, he does not like that word.
why?
Alarm sound.
Because it doesn't mean anything.
Well, like it doesn't burn, so I should have said.
A lot of people use it for that,
Yeah.
but there's not a uniform use. So sometimes people use it.
There's a aftertaste to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not a good one.
And believe it or not,
No.
this is very desirable for a lot of people.
Really?
Yeah. This is really good.
So what do you say? You said earlier it's lowers proof. Is that why
this
it
is
didn't
definitely
burn?
lower proof?
Okay.
Yeah. I would be willing to bet this is under 100, but it's got this rubber tire fire chemical note that's kind of like the peated version of rum.
Yeah, it's got a weird.
It just smells sour to me.
You smell farts?
It's just very sour.
I smell farts. Smell
Taco Bell notes.
smell the
Not
glass.
before, after.
Which could be sulfur, but there's like a little fartiness in the glass.
Yes. Sulfur.
No.
Yeah.
I can't put my finger on it, but there is like a weird aftertaste.
Yeah. See, this is how you become an expert. You just drink all day, say things smell like farts, and you're like, I got it. Figured it out.
Nailed it. This smells like half digested food.
All right, where can people find you, Barry? Thanks for coming on the show.
At Barry is Funny on all things social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. The show's called Barry on Deck. The Streamathon is today, 7 to 9 p.m. And homie,
Yeah, I'll be there, brother.
thank you so much
I'll
for
be there.
all your contributions.
Dude.
You have no idea. Like you've been great to me, and I've valued your friendship. But when it comes to stuff like this, I'm super passionate about it. So to have you get behind it and be passionate about it means the world to me. Thank you.
Dude, absolutely. I'm a big fan of yours. I am a deckhead. First and foremost. No, first and foremost, I'm charitable. Second, I'm a deckhead.
Because first and foremost, I'm a great person.
I want that shirt.
Yes, I'm gonna make
Black shirt. It's got to be black shirt.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah,
you
no, I had the fat, of course.
Yeah, get a nice.
What do we say? I was gonna say.
What are those shirts called?
I'm a good guy because
I'm a good person because I donated to Barry on Deck
Good person.
Streamathon.
That's right. We got to go gender neutral.
Gender neutral. It is 2021, and I think those shirts are called. What are those real nice T-shirts called? The brand, no label.
We'll get those.
Yeah, the real soft
we'll
ones.
Yeah,
fitted.
for sure.
You know,
4.5
make my
ounce.
rolls look slightly muscular.
Of course.
You know, man
course.
tits are technically pecs.
Oops.
All right, man. Tonight, guys, I'll be there. Donate. Go to the website.
Please.
Go to the auction. The Van Winkle bottle, Lot B, will be available.
Amazing.
I will confirm that in about an hour because I'm going to leave here, go get it. If it's not there, we'll
edit
deal
all
with
this out.
the
Yeah,
cut it all out, leave it all in. Who cares? We'll find a way to make it a success.
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you, man.
Thank you, homie.
All right. Cheers.
Balcones' first ever year-round bourbon was an inspiration. It all had to work together. A blend of carefully selected ingredients, Texas-sized pot stills, and creative people determined to find the absolute best way to usher a new whiskey along. When you discover how it pairs with a meaningful moment, suddenly the feeling of drinking great whiskey becomes a whole lot more.